In this video, I'm going to share with you guys the skill tree progression and legendary aspects I'm going to be looking for to crush the leveling experience in Season 4, and it may surprise you, I'm not using Firewall. Welcome to the video, guys. So if I'm not leveling with Firewall strategy, what am I going to recommend to you? Well, all week long, I've been succeeding using Incinerate. Incinerate in Season 4 is even better than I was experiencing it all week long while I was testing. All these different leveling strategies, Arc, Chain Lightning, you name it. If there's a skill in the skill tree, I've tried to level with it, and Incinerate has been pretty amazing in the early levels, and then with additional help with like Inferno, Frost Nova, Shield Uptime, it has been great, and it's only getting better in Season 4, and here's why. Incinerate is being buffed. Incinerate just gained 15% additional damage reduction while channeling it, which is now 45% total damage reduction while channeling, thanks to the Destructive Incinerate skill. Incinerate's base damage is also buffed by 10%. So at rank 5, Incinerate's damage will be doing about 2,400 damage every 2 seconds, compared to Firewall's 2,700 damage over 8 seconds. And there's also a new legendary aspect called Flamethrowers Aspect. So you right now in the game of Season 3, 2, 1, have one beam of Incinerate that we've all been using the whole time. But in Season 4, Flamethrowers Aspect allows you to split the beam to have like this cone attack. So when you decide to do that, you're going to cover more area, kill things faster. However, there's a caveat. When you do that cone version, you take a damage loss. So instead of dealing 100% of your damage, you're going to deal a range of 70% to 85%. So that breaks down to be about 1,700 damage every 2 seconds if you get like a nut low roll, or up to 85% damage. That's something like 2,040 damage every 2 seconds. So still substantial because you're hitting more things. I think it's a net positive gain overall, and I'm very excited to try it. So Season 4 starts. What am I going to be doing? I'm going to go to Kyrgyzstan, talk to the Iron Wolves, and get any sort of process started that I need to do to make sure that my seasonal journey can go. And I'm in there. That's likely going to be running Helltides, which is how I recommend everybody level in the Helltides. If that's not something you want to do, that's entirely fine. I leveled up all week long solo, trying to understand what the build might feel like without legendary aspects and things like that. So let me get into what you might want to do if you're a solo player, or what we're all probably going to have to do at level 15 minimum. Whatever you're doing up until level 15, that's fine, but the second you hit level 15, immediately break off from whatever you're doing and go complete your class quest to unlock your enchantment system. Once you've unlocked that enchantment system, I'd like you to immediately, instantaneously take Fireball enchant, which now complements the new Conflagration Aspect, which has also been buffed, by the way. Conflagration Aspect now says that enemies hit by Incinerate explode, burning all surrounding enemies for over 6 seconds. This effect occurs once every 3 seconds. So while I was leveling with Fireball enchant, I would just hit that beam of Incinerate, 1, 2, they explode, everything around it explodes. It felt great. But now there's another version to do that, another way, which is Conflagration Aspect. So I think while I'm just leveling up, and once I hit 15, I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to go ahead and hit up 2 dungeons specifically. The first one is me getting the Conflagration Aspect by completing Light's Watch dungeon in the Fractured Peaks. I'd also recommend the second one that we all pick up is the Prodigy Aspect from Witchwater and Hawazar to ensure a smoother leveling experience overall. You may want to do this earlier than later because Incinerate is very, very strong early in the game, and you'll come to appreciate the power application of having those legendary aspects on all of your gear as you level throughout the entire journey, right? Getting your Paragon board and all that good stuff. Prodigy Aspect is going to give you mana every time you use a cooldown, and in our build, that means things like Flame Shield, Teleport, Frost Nova, Ice Armor, Inferno. Those all give us mana back, and while we're channeling, Conflagration is going to burn for even more damage, and now also explode. I was able to take this build all the way up to Capstone at level 40 and clear it with the gear that I recommend to you guys, so let's check out what that gear looks like. Starting off with the helmet, I'm going for the Snow Veiled Aspect. On the chest, the Aspect of Disobedience. On gloves, I'm going to recommend Inner Calm. The pants, Unwavering. Boots, I like the Ghostwalker Aspect the most. For our weapon, we're not going for anything one-hander with offhand. We're going for Aspect of Conflagration on a 2-handed staff. For our amulet, you're going for the Aspect of Control, Prodigy Aspect on a ring, and Stormswell Aspect on your other ring. Once you have these, by the way, each one of these can be obtained by running a dungeon. Once you've got this, it goes in your Codex of Power, which can be assigned to any rare gear that you get while you level up. If you happen to be lucky enough to find this on a legendary piece of gear that you're just picking up off the ground as you're journeying through, or given to you by a friend because you can trade legendaries uniques this season, congratulations, go ahead and use it. You will feel the power increase, absolutely. I wore this gear when I fought the boss for Capstone Dungeon, going into World Tier 3, which, by the way, you may want to do earlier than later. You can now wear Sacred Gear at level 35. So if you're playing with your friends like Necromancers, Barbs, whatever, Druid, doesn't matter, and you guys are very strong, you're feeling powerful, go ahead and try to do that Capstone clear at 35 if you're good enough. That way you can immediately put on any Sacred Gear. Once you get into World Tier 3, you will only drop Sacred Gear. Vendors will only give you Sacred Gear. Obels, Sacred Gear. So you immediately feel the power increase from an itemization standpoint once you get to World Tier 3, and it's the exact same thing at World Tier 4. Everything will be in Ancestral. That means vendors give you Ancestral, mobile's Ancestral, everybody's dropping Ancestral. It's Ancestral time, okay? So you want to be pushing that, and you can wear Ancestral gear at level 55. So 35 if you could do it. I did it at 40 solo with this build, maybe even earlier with my friends, and the increased power with Incinerate. I probably could have got there at 35. It might have just taken a little bit more time. The leveling path was great to finally figure out so I could have a very lean and efficient way to level. And in the description of this video, you could just click a link and it's right there ready to go on any of your favorite sites that you like to use. I hope you have confidence and get excited to try. I'm so ready to go. I didn't think I'd be doing Incinerate, but man, it hits very good. And with the buffs, I got to try it. And I think you might want to try it too. So I wanted to make this video to give you an opportunity to see where I'm at after testing for quite a while without legendary aspects and then finally tossing them on and just feeling the power of Incinerate. It's very good. Hope you guys enjoy it. Much love, and I'll catch you guys on the next one and maybe in Season 4 Diablo 4. See ya.